everybody, Silverpicker here, and welcome to the Silverpicker Squad. Now, in today's video, I am going to introduce you to some of my friends who run some of the best numismatic channels on YouTube. That's coin collecting for my fellow nerds out there. Now, I've invited them here today to share with you guys some of their best tips and tricks for both new collectors and veteran advanced collectors alike. And I'm going to be sharing some of my thoughts as well, and this way you guys can get decades of coin collecting experience in just a few minutes of this video. We're also going to talk about some of the mistakes that we've made over the years so that you can avoid those too. Now, if you enjoy this video, please let me know by giving it a big like. And if you really want to be generous, hit that big old red subscribe button as well, and join me for more videos about coin collecting, precious metals investing, and even personal finance, where I teach you guys how to make an extra buck or two on your own terms while also enjoying this amazing, amazing hobby. Now, enough with the jibber jabber, let's meet my friends and hear what they have to say.
So my name's Chris. I have a YouTube channel called Half Asleep Chris, where I make videos about quite a wide range of topics, one of which being banknotes. I take a particular set of banknotes and look at their security features, the people and places on them, and most importantly, the stories they tell.
How's it going? I'm Christian from Treasure Town.
Hello everyone, this is Daniel of Coin Help You. I buy and sell coins, I'm a coin dealer.
And I am Silverpicker from Silverpicker. Well, actually, I'm Max from Silverpicker, but in any case, you already know who I am. But let's move on to the first bit of advice my friends have for you, the new novice collector. And then, for those of you watching who are advanced collectors, let's see what they have to say about that as well.
Buy a decent UV lamp. Banknotes have this whole other world to them under ultraviolet light. And if you're only looking at them in normal light, you're missing like half the fun. Some of them just see existing parts of the note glow, whilst the really cool ones reveal images completely invisible in ordinary light. Mine cost about £15 on Amazon, and I really cannot fault it. I would say steer away from UV torches since they never seem to be very good. Definitely go with a proper UV lamp.
For brand new collectors, I would say that you should try to branch out, make some friends in the hobby, and then also learn a lot before you start buying. I think that obviously you can start with some money kind of expecting not to make that back, but then you want to learn a lot so that you're not spending thousands of dollars or even hundreds of dollars on things that really aren't worth that much, because again, that's somewhat important in terms of doing it. And by learning a lot, you can also see what interests you most. There's so many cool different ways to collect coins, and by having a little more experience, then you can understand what kind of captivates your interest the most.
What's your number one tip to a brand new collector? Relax. Okay? Make sure that you're listening to good information, not bad information. You watch a YouTube video, pay attention to every single detail, because if you think your 1981 D Lincoln cent is worth thousands of dollars, then you've got the wrong information. It's going to have to be graded Mint State 68 or whatever for it to ever be worth that much. So it'll have to be in a PCGS holder. So you need to pay attention to that. Some people don't. You got to pay attention to the information that you're obtaining and you're putting in your brain.
Daniel, Chris, I agree with you entirely, but my advice to the new collector is simply collect what you like. Don't worry about what the trends are, or what other people are collecting, or even worse, what other people are telling you you should collect. There's something that attracted you to this hobby, and I think you should run with that. If you're into animals, if you love the design of animals on coins, go for collecting coins that have animals on them. If you're really into American history, collect American coins. If you're really into the world and geography and learning about different languages and cultures, collect world coins. Silver, gold, copper, whatever you like, focus on that and start there. You can always expand outwards later, but start with what you like. Now, before we get to all of our advice for the advanced collector, let's talk about some of the mistakes that we've made, because those mistakes, while they hurt and maybe even a little bit embarrassing, that's really where you're going to learn a lot from. Now, for me, I know what my number one mistake was. When I first started out in coin collecting, it was really sort of somewhere between a business and a hobby. And to be honest, it still kind of is for me. So what I would do is I would buy large collections of coins, sift through them, pick out the coins that I liked for my personal collection, and then sell the rest for a profit and do it all over again. Now, the big mistake I did was I was so concerned with silver, because this was back in 2011 when I started, and I was so concerned with silver because the prices were sky high that I was basically just selling everything for weight. Now, that was fine because for junk silver, that really was the going rate. But what I missed out on was varieties, errors, all sorts of stuff like that that I simply didn't know about. I didn't even realize that really nicely toned coins could actually fetch a premium, and I sold some beautifully toned, graded Morgan silver dollars for just their regular market rate, when I could have actually sold them for hundreds of dollars more. So the advice that you can get from that is make sure that before you sell a coin, don't just go for the quick flip. Take the time to learn about that coin, to learn about what the varieties are, the errors that you might find, and even some sort of external factors like toning that might increase the value of the coin.
I'm not really sure, but I can point out a mistake I see a lot of other people do if that doesn't seem too arrogant of me. A lot of people buy brand new uncirculated notes online for maybe double or triple their face value, when if you simply go into a foreign exchange bureau and ask nicely, they'll often have them at their literal face value. Having previously worked in one, probably 70% of all the notes we got in were brand new, still with the paper strap around them and in absolute pristine condition. There really is no need to spend a fortune through some online middleman.
In terms of the biggest mistake that I've made as a coin collector, I'd say that when I was just starting out, and I don't even know if it's quite a mistake, but I was coming into it with the mindset of making money, but what I was doing is buying a lot of coins for, small dollar coins for individual prices. So like $3 for a Buffalo nickel. And the problem with that is those don't really resell very well at all. Now, I learned so much in that process, and that's a lot of the reason that I have what I have today. So ended up working really well, but I wouldn't do that from a value perspective because I spent a lot of money that I simply won't be able to remake on those specific coins.
What is the biggest mistake you made as a coin collector, silver stacker? Well, I've made a lot of them. Probably, I don't know, the biggest mistake I ever made maybe was buying darker graded coins and had to sell them for less than I'd had in them at a coin show recently at the Ohio State Coin Show.
All right, for all of you advanced collectors at home, right now, this is your time because I'm going to be asking Daniel and the Chris's to give their best advice for an advanced collector like you. Let's go.
What is your number one tip to advanced collectors? Don't consider coin collecting an investment. No matter how advanced you are, how many years you've been doing it, it's not an investment. If you make money on it, that's great. But just enjoy and buy what you like, and that's the main thing. Also, don't ever think that you know more than don't ever think you know too much. Let's put it that way. I just make it easier. Don't ever think you know everything, okay? Because the more you're in this business, the more you do this, the more you should be learning and realizing the more you didn't know, okay? That's what should be happening here if you're using your wisdom and your knowledge and logic.
A number one tip to advanced collectors, and I don't even know if I consider myself an advanced collector, probably would fall under that category, but I'm not quite there. I would say don't lose sight of what you love and just the fun of coin collecting. I know, for example, with the set registry players, I'd consider those advanced collectors if they have the type of money to put into that. If you don't have the top set registered out there, that's not something that I'd worry too much about. Just keep enjoying the collecting aspect. Enjoy, going to coin shows, meeting and seeing again your friends from coins, and don't, only go into it in some sort of weird competition. Rather, just sit back and enjoy the fun while also, buying these super expensive coins set in record auction prices, but still have fun with the coins.
I wouldn't necessarily consider myself an advanced collector, so I don't really feel in a position to give out advice, but I would say be kind and accommodating to beginners. Numismatics is a big and daunting world with a steep learning curve, and collectors can be a really hardcore bunch. It's overwhelming enough without people trying to make it even more inaccessible, so just don't be that person.
All right, well, I too have some advice for the advanced collector, but it is a little bit morbid. And what I mean by that is you and me, we ain't gonna live forever. And what happens at the end of the life of a coin collector, there's usually one of two scenarios. Either you have kids and descendants that love coin collecting and are as passionate about it as you are, and they are excited to take on sort of the family collection and pass it on to the next generation. And then the more common situation, unfortunately, is that your kids don't care about it and they know it's worth a lot of money, but they're not into coin collecting. So what can happen is one of two things. Well, one of three things really. Well, if your kids aren't into coin collecting, you can sell off your collection while you're alive. Great. You give them the money, they can use that for whatever they want. But what happens sometimes is you kick the bucket before you get around to that. They inherit a collection that they can either keep or sell or hold on to a couple of sentimental items but sell the rest, and that's that. Or they can inherit an absolute nightmare. And what I mean by that is if you are the kind of collector that has all the information about your collection up here in your head and it's totally disorganized from an outsider's perspective, they are going to have no clue what to do with the collection when you're no longer there. So the advice I have for you as an advanced collector is make sure that you catalog your coins in a organized and useful manner, meaning have spreadsheets, or if you don't know how to use a computer, well, then you're probably not watching this channel right now. But seriously, make some spreadsheets, put some potential values in there, put the notes about the coin on the 2x2, right? If a coin has an error, make sure that you write error on it so that people understand what it is and that they don't just see, oh, this is just a 1-cent coin, what's valuable about that? And this way, you will rest assured that in the best case scenario, your descendants will inherit a beautiful collection that they can really enjoy. Or in the worst case scenario, they inherit something that they're not really into, but they can convert that easily into money, into the value that it's worth, and then use that for important things like putting a down payment on a house or starting a college fund for your great-grandchildren. The choice is yours, and today I recommend making sure that you organize your collection in a smart and organized manner. And that is my advice. My morbid advice, but good advice for the advanced collector. So did you enjoy that? Did you like seeing some of my friends who are incredible numismatists in their own right talk about coin collecting? And I've got a lot more questions to ask them. And if you're interested in hearing anything, put it in the comments below. If you like this video, please let me know, and let me know in the comments below what kind of questions you want me to ask in the future, and also if you want me to include any other numismatic or precious metals focused YouTubers. I might be friends with them already, or it might be a good opportunity for me to introduce myself to them. Now, if you haven't already, make sure to go over to these other channels. Go to Half Asleep Chris, go to Treasure Town, and go to Coin Help You. Hit the subscribe button on their channels, and if you haven't hit the subscribe button on my channel yet, you gotta do that too. But head over to their channels, check out their videos. They are incredible and they have so much to offer for you, not just as numismatists, not just as silver stackers, but also just in terms of entertainment. They are great channels to watch, and I love, love, love watching them. And if you do go over there, make sure to tell them that I sent you. Put it in their comments that Silver Picker sent you so that they can give me a high five and a thank you. In any case, hope you enjoyed the video. I got a lot more awesome stuff coming down the pike. So until then, stay tuned, and that's right, Silver Picker out. A huge, huge thank you to all of my wonderful patrons. You guys are amazing. I need to give a special shout out to Larry Kurth and Mike R, who are my two newest gold tier patrons. Your generosity is incredible, and I cannot thank you enough. If anyone watching is interested in joining our amazing community, the links are below, and now's the time.